I was always under the impression that the capital investment entrance scheme was essentially kind of half-baked, and I think finally the Immigration Department realised that the programme hasn't really served our interests. And so that the times they are changing. There's a bit of an anecdote to this that's quite interesting. Why did all these Chinese people participate in the capital investment entrance scheme? Well, they wanted to get this visa type because it would allow them to take up residence in Hong Kong. And after 7 years of continuous ordinary residence, they could then become a permanent resident. And as a permanent resident and a Chinese national, you're entitled to a HKSCR passport. Now, a HKSCR passport is a brilliant travel document compared to mainland Chinese travel document. I think it's 170 countries visa-free that you can travel to with a HKSCR passport. Whereas if you think about the Chinese passport, really, there's probably 20 or 30 countries around the world that you can travel to visa-free. So the irony of all of this was because of the way that the Capital Investment Entrance Scheme stroke Gambia initiative was sold in China to an army of immigration consultants who popped up overnight, who essentially had no accountability for the advice that they were giving to their Chinese clients. What they were telling the Chinese clients was, this Hong Kong Capital Investment Entrance Scheme thing is really straightforward, it's very simple. All you have to do is you have to take your money and you've got to put it into qualifying investment asset classes, and 7 years later you'll get your permanent identity card and you'll get your passport. You see, these consultants omitted to tell these Chinese people that actually, if you wanted to get permanent residency, you needed to show that you've been continuously and ordinarily resident in Hong Kong for a period of not less than 7 years. So the overwhelming majority of these Chinese people that got this visa and put their money into Hong Kong essentially never moved here, they never lived here. Yes, they got an ID card and they're able to travel backwards and forwards. It was all very easy and convenient for them, but the majority of them didn't uplift their lives and come to Hong Kong. So they never qualified for permanent residency. And all those immigration consultants that went out and sold that program to them, at all, 7 years hence, they'd all disappeared to Baden-Baden to take the spas, spending their ill-gotten gains, and never having to really be accountable for the outcomes that they promised their clients. So kind of a typical example of immigration programs being administered in China and not actually delivering properly, because actually what people do, the immigration consultants do there, is just they're trying to grab the money. So anyway, that's the end of the capital investment entrance schemes.